In this tutorial, I'm going to show you what the Elementor Pro Testimonial Carousel looks like, how it works, all of its settings, and a cool demo of what you can do with it. And we're getting started right now. Hey, what is going on? My name is Bjorn. If you like WordPress tips and tricks and always getting better at it, make sure you click subscribe, then the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And this video is part of the Elementor Pro playlist in this channel. Link in the description down below or part of the comments down below. Make sure you check out the whole playlist to see all the widgets in action. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you get on the Elementor Pro Ultimate Course waitlist, which I'm building right now. I'm still in the process of building it. It's not completed yet. Getting on the waitlist is no obligation. But if you do like Elementor and you want to know how to do everything with it, get on that waitlist. Link in the description down below. And with that out of the way, let's head into screen capture. I'll see you there. The next element we're going to do is the testimonial carousel. So I'm going to copy the headline again, if it'll let me. Paste it down here. Change it to testimonial carousel element. Click on the grid icon. Find the testimonials. Drag and drop them. Boom. They're in. Nicely designed already. If we add an image, we can get a better idea, better sense of how this looks. So let's have this guy give us a testimonial. John Doe, the CEO, likes this site, left a testimonial. That's awesome. We have two items that are pre-built in here. Just going to add all these people. They've all left a testimonial. Makes me very happy. So we have 3 testimonials. And by default, this is how it looks. There's also arrows that you can't see because it's dark. Or sorry, they're white on white. You can add more testimonials by clicking on Add Element, and just adds a 4th one. Then you have to edit what's in there. You can also duplicate these by clicking on the duplicate button, and then you have another one, and that's just easier, faster to work with doing it that way. For the skin, we have a bunch of choices. We don't actually, just the bubble. It's for the layout that we have a bunch of choices. There's inline with the image. The bubble, all it does is it wraps the text in a bubble and has a little triangle pointing towards the image. So if we have image stacked, we have the image stacked with the name and the title. Image above, bubble points up towards the image. Image left, the triangle is always pointing towards the image. And we have image right. I prefer the default actually. I like this look, but I also like to have more than one per view. So I like to have usually 2 per view. I think this is well done because testimonials usually aren't that long. And so if you have one that's stretched out across the whole area, it's too little text for me. It looks unbalanced. But if you have longer testimonials, maybe this works better for you. You can also have up to 10 testimonials across. That might be too many if there's 10. That doesn't show 10 right now because I only have 3, but 10 might be too many. Let's see how 10 would look. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that looks pretty terrible. You have to go to the stacked view, stack the images. If there are 1-word testimonials, maybe that would be okay. But I don't know why I'd want to choose 10 across. I can't think of a use case to need that many. 3 even looks a little cramped. So I like to go with 2. Size to scroll. If we choose 1, every time we scroll, John Doe is going to move off. John Doe 2 is going to move to the left. Then the next one is going to come in, John Doe 3. If we set this to 2, now John Doe 1 and John Doe 2 are going to move off the screen, and we're just going to have John Doe 3. And John Doe 1 came back because we don't have a 4th one. So it keeps rotating through. It's a never-ending loop. If we keep pushing the arrow, we can just go on forever. I'm going to set that back to 1 slide to scroll. You can change the width of the testimonial. Just in case that's too wide, you can go pretty narrow. I like to keep mine at the default. Just going to not enter any values there. For additional options, we can show the arrows or not. White on white arrows aren't great, but we can change the color of them in the style section. We can change the pagination down here from dots to fraction progress. Fraction just shows 1 of 3, like the media carousel. Progress shows progress at the top, which doesn't seem to do a whole lot because that bar is not actually changing. I like to stay with dots. Transition duration is how long it takes to switch from one testimonial to another. So if I click here, it takes half a second for that transition to happen. We have autoplay on, and the autoplay speed is 5 seconds. So if we just don't do anything on the page, every 5 seconds this testimonial will cycle through to the next one. Infinite loop means it goes around and around. You can pause an interaction, meaning you hover over it or you click on it. And the image size depends on how big you make this image. If we go to style, we can change the image size. If we go to image, we can make them quite large. So if you have a image size of just thumbnail, these might be pixelated. In this case, they're not, because this is still small enough. So thumbnail is a good choice because that will load the fastest, because it's the smallest image size. Might go with medium. Thumbnail looks a little blurry on this girl. I'll go with medium. You always want to pick the smallest image size that works to make sure that your load time is faster. So that's all the settings for setting up the carousel. There's a lot of styling options as well. There's space between the slides, or the space between the testimonials if you have multiple in a row. You can change the background color for the testimonials. So you can fit that with your theme. I prefer white. I like a lot of white space. You can have a border. If we change this to 2, we have a nice border around there. Let's change the border color to a light gray. That's pretty good. Let's give it a border radius. Like that. That's not bad. Now the spacing between them is the space between the borders. Like that. So if you want to have a border, pretty easy to add in. The content itself, we have a gap between the written text and the image, so you can set here. Change the text color of the written text, typography. Let's change that to Open Sans, because most of the internet is Open Sans. You can change the text color of the name of the person and typography for that, and the title, which is the CEO down here. Change that in this section here. For the image size, that might be a little too small. Might be a little too big, although that doesn't look too bad. This depends on how it works with your theme and your site. The gap between the image and the title. You can have a border just on the image if you want. The navigation. This is the size of the arrows that we have, which we can't really see, because we don't have them visible. So if we make the arrows gray, we can now see they're getting bigger and smaller. I'm going to put them like that. Make the gray a little lighter, and then the pagination, which is the dots at the bottom. You can see them getting bigger, smaller, and I don't mind those colors how they are. And that's the end of the testimonial slider. That's all the stuff you can do with the testimonial element, and it's pretty nifty. It's always good to have testimonials. So that's how it works. I hope this video helps you. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to click subscribe, then the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And also consider buying Elementor through the affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost you any more to purchase it that way, but Elementor does send me a few dollars commission, which helps me keep these glorious lights on. And if you do purchase through there, thank you very much. And next up is clicking one of these videos that popped up on the right-hand side so you can get even better at WordPress. And until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.